Yo, what's good? Welcome to the Aaron Christopher Professional Photographer Workflow Masterclass. In this course, I'm going to teach you my workflow from start to finish, from the second I finish the photo shoot until the final delivery to the client. I'll teach you how I organize my files, how I sort out everything in Capture One and Lightroom, and also my editing workflow within Photoshop. In addition, I'll be showing you how I send the proofs and the final images to the client. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I do once I get back to the computer is I am going to connect my hard drive and my memory card. So for starters, I'm gonna go to my hard drive, which I'm using this Aaron Christopher hard drive for references here. I'm gonna create a new folder. I'm gonna call it 2022 because that's the year that we're in. So after I create that, I'm gonna go inside that folder, create a new folder with the month, with whatever month it is. So I'm gonna just create September. And then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and go into Capture One because that is my preferred editing software. So once I go in Capture One, let's see, edit all this, boom, all right. So once I'm in Capture One, I'm gonna go up top to File, I'm gonna do a new session. Then from there, I'm gonna name the session with the date and then the name of the session. So for this, I'm gonna do 929-2022, and I'm gonna just name this Masterclass. And as you can see here for the location, it would be going to my pictures folder, but I'm gonna change that to go to the 2022 September folder that I created. So we're gonna go to the Aaron Christopher hard drive, 2022 September, select that, okay, and then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and create this session. So now this session has been created. I'm gonna show you all what that does on the hard drive. So as you can see, I'm back on the hard drive, 2022 September folder, and now you can see that it has created this session. So this is the entire session with the Capture One folder and everything. So no matter where I move this folder to, all of my images will still be there. So even if I take it off this hard drive and put it on another hard drive, I can still access it because of the way that Capture One set up its session. So as you can see, it have a capture folder, an output folder, selects folder, and a trash folder. So pretty much what that is once I import images, they're gonna go to this capture folder. Once I export images, they're gonna go to this output folder. And then later on, I'll show you all what the selects and trash folder is for. But from there, we're gonna go back to Capture One. All right, so after that, we're gonna import images. And as you can see, we're importing from, and we have the memory card selected. And you also wanna make sure that you have include subfolder selected. Another thing that you also might wanna change depending upon your current setup is your sort by. I typically do sort by extension because if you do shoot RAW and JPEG, if you sort by name, it'll have JPEG, then RAW, JPEG, then RAW, JPEG, then RAW, and you don't want to have to go through selecting like all of the RAW files only. So what I do to speed up that process is I sort it by the extension, meaning the .jpg files are gonna all be separate from the .cr3, cr2, arw, depending on what camera system you're using, depending on the RAW extension, but that's gonna separate your JPEG and your RAWs. So after you do that, you would select the first one and go down to the last RAW image before it starts going JPEG. Select the last one while holding shift. So yeah, while holding shift, you're gonna select the first one, then the last one. Hit the check mark, and then before we click import, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here to metadata. We're gonna go copyright, then copyright, you can do your name, and then a description, you can do all rights reserved. All right, then after that, you're gonna click import, and that's gonna import all of these to whatever folder right here. So you have the import to, and mine is actually not set correct, so we're gonna fix that. So this import to, this destination setting here, we're gonna click that, and we want it to go inside the capture folder, meaning that it's gonna go, let me show you real quick. So boom. So September master. So by setting this from session to capture folder, it's gonna now import these raw images to this folder. If I would have left it on session, it just would have imported them into this folder. So the rest of this would have just been filled with all the raw images. And that's not what you want. So now that we got capture folder selected, and if you want to put it in the subfolder inside the capture folder, you can, but I typically don't. So at that point, I typically will just go ahead and import. So it's gonna go ahead and run through this. So it's gonna go ahead and run through this importing process. As you can see, it says it's gonna take about 10 minutes, but I'm gonna skip past all that. So the first thing we're gonna do after we import is we're gonna go through all the images and cull through all the bad images. So that's images that's not in focus, someone may be blinking, the flash didn't fire, head might be chopped off, bad composition, anything like that. We're gonna go through and remove those because we don't want the client to be selecting those type of images. All right, so as you can see here, we're still with test shots. So these are test shots. All right, so this is good. So at this point, we'll just go through, cull through all the images, and we're gonna rate them using a rating system. So as you can see over here, I'm rating everything a 1 star. That is good, and all the bad images or out of focus or blinking or the flash didn't fire, they will still be rated as none. So as you can see so far, I've selected 9 images with the 1 star setting. So I'll go through, so that's not a good one, so we aren't gonna select that one, select that, and that'll be the process. So after we're done and we import the images, we're gonna go through and cull through all of the images. So I'm either gonna speed up this part, or I'm just not gonna go through each and every image just for the sake of time, because this part can take a little while, but you definitely wanna go through and remove all the images that you think are not great images. The client will not miss an image that they do not see. So just go through, be kind of critical. Don't give them every single image to go through, because the client will pick a out of focus image or an image that just may not be the image that you want them to select. So yeah, you just go through doing this. So at this point, I think I got enough selected, so I'm gonna show y'all the next step after I go through and cull through some of the images. So far we got 75 down, so that's pretty straight. So after you go through and select all the images that you want, you're gonna go click on the 1 star. So now it's showing you only the images that were rated with 1 star. And as you can see over here, you got 1 star under all these. So you'll just select the image, hit Command A to select all of the images that were rated with 1 star. All right, so after you have selected all of your images that were rated for 1 star, you're gonna go to export, and then from there, we're gonna go ahead and just create a new recipe. And to do that, we're gonna click this plus sign here. So hit that. We're gonna create a new recipe. I'm just gonna call this masterclass. And boom. All right, so now we got this new recipe selected. So for this recipe, let's just go ahead and set it one time. So for any future uses, you would just come here and then click this recipe, and all your settings will automatically pop up. So you only do this once, and in the future, you don't have to do it no more. So recipe for the location is gonna go in this sessions folder in the output. So that is here. It's gonna go in this sessions output folder. Then we're gonna put it in a sub folder, which we're gonna call proofs. All right, after we name that proofs, we're gonna come down, we're gonna change this file format. We're gonna do JPEG. We're gonna do sRGB, not Adobe RGB. You can leave the quality at 100. The scale, you wanna change that to width and height, and then you wanna put that at 1000. Oh, nope, that's inches. So make sure it's at pixels. So you wanna do 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels. So that'll give them a decent enough image to look at, but it's definitely not enough for them to try to like steal your work or nothing like that. And then after that, we're just gonna wanna make sure that our metadata is being transferred. We don't want the GPS, or at least I don't want my camera metadata or any other metadata. I just want my copyright information transferred with the image. And then after that, it is pretty much good to go, but we got to add a watermark. That's the most important part here. So for the watermark, you got kind, right now it's set to none. We're gonna we're gonna do text, and we're gonna do copyright. All right, so we got copyright there. Drop the opacity, we're gonna scale it back some. And then I just pretty much get it to a size where it covers most of the screen. And then I also go find the image that is in landscape orientation just to see how it looks on that type of image. So here, so as you can see, now it's too big. So I'm gonna just scale it back just a little bit. All right, so something like that is what I have to end up going with. That's what it looks like on landscape. That's what it looks like on portrait. Real quick, I'll show y'all how the image portion looks. So you'll just do image, and from there, you can just go to here. I'm gonna go to desktop. I'm gonna go to this untitled, and I'll just drag over this. All right, so this is what it looks like with the image. So you're gonna pretty much do the same thing. We're gonna scale it back. You have to make sure it's a PNG with a transparent background. And then that is what it looks like on portrait. That is what it looks like on landscape orientation. So for this, I'll just go ahead and export it with this image. We got this masterclass recipe selected. So you check that and make sure that it is selected. And now we're gonna hit export, and it is fin to export all these. So from there, we'll close that. Then while that exports, next thing we're gonna do is go over to Pixieset. That's the platform I use to send out galleries to clients. It looks super professional, and it's just easy to work with. It's free to sign up. You can sign up for a free account. Not going to charge you anything. They do have paid versions though. The only thing about the free version is it come with like a limited amount of storage. I think it's like 2 gigs maybe. But the way that you just created this recipe, you're going to get like super small files. So you can upload like a lot of images before you get to your storage limitation for the purpose of sending proofs. So now that all these proofs are done, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over to Pixieset. So you can simply we'll just start a new one here. So go over to Pixieset. I'm already signed in, but you'll just hit sign up. And once you sign up, it's gonna ask for your business name, website, stuff like that. Super simple. But after you're signed up, you're gonna be at this screen. So we're gonna go to manage collections. This is my first time on this one because I just created this account. So I'm gonna go ahead and create my own. I'm gonna name it Masterclass. All right, Masterclass, you can pick a date. I'm just not for the sake of this. And next, let me just go ahead and skip through all this. You can definitely read all this. I already know it because I used the platform already. Then, so now that you're here, you're gonna hit add photos. And then from there, you can just drop your photos in. So I'm gonna go to this hard drive, go to 2022, September, this masterclass, and then the output folder. And as you can see, I got the proofs folder here. So I go to proofs, click that, and then, oh, my bad. Proofs, click that, and then I just drag them over here. And then it's gonna upload them. So that's pretty much what this process will look like. Let you see what this looks like. That'll go ahead and get done. Then we'll use this as a cover image. So, all right, so that's done. We'll go here, go click on settings, download. I turn it off for the proofs. I'm gonna change this cover. So that is currently the cover photo. So we're gonna change that. I'm gonna just click that, drag this picture over here. All right, and now you can see this is the cover for the gallery that we would send to the client. I'm gonna change the focal length so that on the computer, it'll show more of her face. There we go, boom. So this is what the gallery would look like. And from there, I would just typically hit publish. I'm gonna cut the store off for the sake of this only being proofs. Hit publish, and now this gallery is active. All right, so from here, you can email this gallery directly to your clients from here if you want to. So you know what, I'm gonna email it to myself. Then you can put your message here. I don't know, I'm gonna just put hello. You could also do email templates to where it's going to have a template that you can just automatically click instead of having to type everything every time. So this is what the process looked like. I would send the invite. All right, so now this is sent off to the clients. I am the client, so I am going to pull it up on my end and go ahead and like some images real quick. All right, so this is what it will look like on the client's end. This is the gallery they get to go through and like their images, as you can see. So this is what it looks like from the client's point of view. So I'm gonna just go on here. I'm gonna just like some images. And as you can see here, I have to put in an email address because that is going to, oh, hold on, my bad. All right, so from here, I'm gonna just go ahead and start liking images. So I created a favorites list. This is what it'll look like on your end. Well, my bad. This is what it looks like on the client end. I'm gonna go back and show you what it looks like on your end after they go through and like their favorite images. I've liked a few images. So now if I go back over here to the Pixie set, minimize that. So go back to the Pixie set, and now I got a notification and it's saying new favorite list created for a masterclass. So boom, I'm gonna click that. As you can see, I favorited 12 photos. Typically, you are gonna wanna let your clients know how many photos come with each session. So you'll know exactly how many photos they like. And now from there, this is back on your end. So this is what you will see. So once you click on your notifications, see that they created a new favorites list, you'll go there, click on the favorites list, and then click the little 3 dots, and you're gonna export this Lightroom copy list. So you're gonna copy this, and you are gonna paste it in this search bar here. So the only thing about this on Capture One is that you got to go through and remove all the commas. On Lightroom, it automatically just pulls up all these images. So as you can see right here, I'm just going through, removing all the commas. All right, so I went through now. At this point, I've removed all the commas. So now I'm gonna select the image, hit Command A. So now I got 12 images selected. And at this point, I'm gonna just rate them something else other than the one that I rated the other one. So I'm gonna rate this 3. So now I can go here and I have the 12 images that were favorited. And then I'm gonna select all these again, and I'm gonna go to Move to Selects folder. So they're gonna be moved to the Selects folder. So now, as you can see over here, I was in the Capture folder. Now I click Selects folder, and this is where all of the client's favorite images are located. And I'll also show you what that looks like on this end. Now, within this folder, you got the capture, which has all of the raws. Then you have the selects folder, which now have the raw images to your client's favorite images. So the best thing about this is if you ever need to clear up hard drive space, you don't have to delete like all of your raw images. So if you just go into the capture folder and delete all of the raw images out of the capture folder, at least you know that you still have the raw images to your client's favorite images. However, you still will not have the raw images if they ever want to come back and get additional images that were not their favorites, but you only delete the raw images after whatever time frame you give your client. So I typically keep all the raw images for at least 1 to 2 years for just general portrait sessions. If it's a wedding or something, I'll probably keep it a little bit longer. But for this purposes, I would probably keep it for like a year or so. Some people only keep it 90 days. Some people only keep it 6 months. Different people do it different ways. So just figure out what works best for you. So that's the good part of moving your client's favorites to the select folder and not just leaving them all in the capture folder. And we're gonna be back at the computer.